Once again, a very warm welcome to the program. This is the Morning Call. I am Nyasha K. Mutizwa. Now we kick off the show in Algeria, where President Abdelmadjid Tebboune held a meeting with the country's military leadership, according to a statement by the presidency on Tuesday. It was Tebboune's first meeting with the army since he took office on December 19. It was also the first time since the death of Algeria's powerful military chief of staff, Lieutenant General Ahmed Gaid Salah, who was recognized as the country's de facto leader after Bouteflika stepped down as president in April following protests. Ruth.
Eh bien, Nyashake, pour en parler, nous avons en ligne de
Tarik Hafid, hello and welcome. On Tuesday, while Amnesty International was condemning the growing crackdown on the protest movement, President Abdelmadjid Tebboune was visiting the Ministry of National Defense. What message did he want to send through this visit?
Quel message souhaitait-il adresser à travers cette visite, selon vous?
Bonjour.
Indeed, the international NGO condemned the crackdown on the demonstrators and political activists, and as it turns out, these acts are committed mainly by the police and then by the judiciary. President Tebboune's visit concerned only the military institution, which is more discreet to the public. Note that this visit is a first because during President Bouteflika's long reign, he visited the Ministry of Defense only once a year, that is on 5th July, Algeria's Independence Day. This time, Tebboune came to the Defense Department headquarters as Supreme Chief of the Armed Forces and Minister of Defense. In addition to the meeting he chaired with members of staff, the Algerian president made two particularly symbolic gestures. He took possession of his office, his workspace within the military institution, and he paid tribute to the two air pilots who recently perished when their fighter plane crashed.
Dans le crash de leur avion de chasse.
Now, Tarik, the head of state, in his capacity as commander-in-chief of the armed forces, gave guidance to the army staff, particularly on the subject of securing borders. So was he mainly referring to the border strip with Libya?
Indeed, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, in his capacity as Minister of Defense, gave a series of strict instructions to the army. As far as securing the borders is concerned, there is, as a matter of fact, a strong threat on the Libyan side. But it is not the only one. There is also danger from the west with Morocco that could turn out to be warmongering, or from the borders with Mali and Niger, two Sahelian states where there are several terrorist groups. Furthermore, the head of state's message is very clear. He says, and I quote, "The military reinforcement for the protection and securing of national borders with the 7 neighboring countries with modern material and equipment, particularly in the field of surveillance and electronic warfare, is to enable early detection." Have relations between the new president and the army commander been calmed down?
This is
the picture that the two parties wish to give to the public opinion. It's good to note that Abdelmadjid Tebboune is reigning the state well and that all his authority is granted by the constitution, the same constitution that former President Bouteflika manipulated several times to strengthen his position. For General Said Shangria, who replaced General Ahmed Gaid Salah, who died in December, is far from having the same prerogative as his predecessor. Unlike Gaid Salah, who had the dual status of chief status and Deputy Minister of Defense, Shangria is only the acting Chief of Staff.
A juste la casquette de chef d'état-major par intérim.